such a nice relaxing
Hi,
song.
hello.
Hello, hello
Happy crafting
everybody.
day.
Yay! I look for, well, this morning I was cutting up strawberries. I was just like, maybe I can craft and eat at the same time. But then I was like,
Do people care
I'm
or we're
working.
just a mini mukbang?
Yeah, yeah. So
Do you
we're
like my
only like,
sweatshirt?
I do, I do. That's so
Someone who
funny.
are Friends fan, like I love Friends, so this is must have, and it's pink, so it's like why not?
I love it. Um, pivot, pivot. I just keep thinking about when you were moving.
Yes,
Pivot.
pivot.
So we're only
Ah,
6 minutes late.
unagi. You gotta be friends fan to know. Literally, like Tony, he got me a for Christmas. He got me a set of like Friends game, and he
Uh-huh.
pretty much like I pretty much finished the whole card game, but it's like a trivia. And
Uh-huh.
I had him like read through like the easy ones, which I got most of it, and even like the challenge, like the bonus ones too. And I got all of it too. I was like, wow, I am a Friends fan.
I don't think I would get through the bonus ones. Maybe some of like
Yeah,
the yeah, I think
I totally got it.
yeah, I feel like extra details would be too much for me, but like um
It was challenging, but I was pretty surprised myself too.
how many times have you seen Friends though?
I swear, like the whole series back to back, I swear I must have seen it like 100 times. I don't want to say 1,000 because that's a lot. I would say 100 easily.
Okay. I think like from when maybe 2015 when I start really getting into like streaming services and stuff all the way up
Yeah,
until now, I might have seen like the whole series back to back like maybe 10, 12 times.
yeah,
But then you
yeah.
always but then you always have it like on TV when it's running and it's like random episodes too, like the really famous one like the
Yeah.
turkey one and Chandler and Monica Bing getting married and stuff.
Yeah.
Um
I mean, when it was on Netflix, it was just a lot easier to binge watch everything.
yeah.
Now I
Yeah.
have the whole series anyways, but it's like I have to modify that version. Like I have to get a new version for the new TV and everything. So,
Mhm.
but because of that, it's like harder to binge watch because you have to change out the CD.
Oh
So
darn.
not
Oh
as
you have to
easy to oh
oh
the
I
horror
know.
of changing out CDs.
Yeah, I have to get up out of my chair.
Get
Oh
out of my
God.
ass and like go and change.
I,
Oh, such
I know.
laziness. No,
I
I
know.
swear it was like no, this is too much work.
How?
So
So now they even have like so I had to set up like internet for my parents and it comes with like a flex thing where it's kind of
yeah,
like the Xfinity version of Roku. And I guess like on
yeah.
the control there's like voice
Oh
activation
yeah,
where you can tell it to like, hey, flex, turn on Netflix. And I'm like, are we to the point where we're too lazy to like even push a button now? Like and
yep.
then I mean, of course, obviously, I asked Alexa and Siri to do everything. So who am I to judge?
Yeah, I know. We can't
Yeah,
really say too much about this.
I
It's like,
know. I know.
yeah.
All right, so let's get started here. Oh, it looks like we have 3 viewers in the.
Oh yay! Welcome,
Yay!
welcome.
Welcome. If you guys want to say hi in the chat, if you want to add anything to the conversation, please feel free to. Because Mel and I might only have so much we can say. Of course, we just filled up like 4 minutes talking about Friends. Okay, so
Yeah,
here we go.
actually, and I have a hard stop at noon, so like yeah, so probably just
Okay,
want to get through this. Okay, so what are you
got it.
working on for your craft?
Okay. Let's see. I am making, I don't know if you've seen this before, but like the Baby Alive from it's like a toy set and it's like these tiny little babies that comes with food and stuff and you can feed the baby. Well, of course, Grudy has one of
Oh,
those. And the
uh-huh.
food packets are really stupid. Like you can buy them at the store, but it's like a waste of money and stuff. And I figure I'm just gonna make
Mm.
it myself because she goes through them so quickly, like to feed her babies and stuff.
Oh,
So I'm gonna
and is
make
that a
them for
paper?
her. No, no. So it's like a mixture. Like you add water to it, and it looks like literally baby food. I don't know what
Yeah.
their ingredients is, but like mine is just flour, cornstarch, glitter, and some
Oh,
food coloring. Um, but like at the store, like if you get at Walmart or Toys R Us or whatever, that comes with the kit. It's like It's kind of like the like a it's their baby version of like Barbie. It's like a whole new brand and line and stuff. It's crazy. Like,
Ew.
yeah, and
Yeah,
she's
it's like
getting
might
into
as well make it yourself if you can, save the money.
yeah, yeah, and it's not even that. It's just like I'm using scrap paper, so I'm not like
Yeah.
like stuff that I wouldn't even like I have leftover of. So I figure I might as well just use the paper up instead of having it just lingering in the craft room.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so, yeah. What about you?
So the second time, or is it the third streaming, I was trying to make this pillow, but I couldn't because of the yarn that I was working with. I ended up returning the yarn. It was just it's so much harder to work with. So now I'm actually using this type of chunky yarn, which is easier, and I'm making a poof pillow.
Oh, how cute! Oh,
Yeah,
it looks
like I'm
really
making this poof.
good.
Yeah, so this is for like the downstairs living room, and so now I'm making like a bigger poof version for my upstairs, like for the bedroom, because I have a
Uh-huh.
blanket, a hand knit blanket in this color as well, so it will match nicely.
Um, what does the back of it look like? Because the front looks, and then the no, I meant like on
Oh, the
the
back,
poof. Yeah. Like how did
it's
you
like
close it up?
this. I close it just
Oh.
by looping like the ends. You just kind of like just go around the outer edge, and you
Mhm.
just keep pulling it through, and then you pull it tight to close
It's
it.
like a straw,
So you want to
like
go
a
all the way
drawstring.
around. Yes, you want to go all the way
Okay.
around, and then pull it, and then just like tie it. So that would be the same concept as well for
Oh.
the top too. Once you stuff it with like I stuff it with polyfill,
Uh-huh.
but this is really easy to make. It takes me like about maybe an hour or so. I do it pretty quickly.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I'm sure we'll be done probably by the end of this streaming.
Cute. I know you had to
But
go
yeah,
buy get more yarn, so it was like
no, it wasn't worth it. This whole thing makes to make a pillow. Like I didn't need to do two of the skein. Like it was just yeah, no. I was like, no, I'm gonna get my money back and get something better.
All right.
So
Well,
okay,
okay, I think we got to get through some of the disclaimers here. All of
yes.
our stuff, all of this is just our opinions. We're watching the stories unfold. Of course, if
Mm-hmm.
you want to check out other channels, there's plenty of tea channels out there. We watch them too. We're just here chit chatting about the information, the stuff that we see,
Yep.
and then we'll link to some stuff if there's things that we need to link to. But yeah, just thoughts and opinions, not facts here. And I think Mel, your little disclaimer, I guess.
Yeah, like just what was I supposed to I like completely forgot. Um what
Don't
was it?
harass. Don't harass.
Sorry.
Don't speak negatively of
Whatever
people.
we're doing here is just chatting. We're just girlfriends chatting along. Please, please do not harass the people that we're talking on here. If you have any comments, like just comment the video below, and then we'll get to them. But this is just an open topic conversation, and it's free flowing and everything. We don't want any harassment outside of this. This is
Yeah,
for fun. So,
yeah,
all
yeah.
right,
I mean,
girl. Should we talk about?
obviously, well,
Yeah,
I
go
mean,
ahead.
the topics that we're talking about with James Charles is, it can be a little triggering. Just to give a heads up. There's going to be topics of like grooming allegations and things like that. So if
Yeah,
it's something that you're not comfortable listening to, feel free to skip this one and check out the next one. And of course,
yeah.
again, with the whole negative comments and stuff, like if you want to leave something, if you really feel like you need to flush something out in a negative way, just do it in our comment and we'll read it and take a look at it. I don't know why my camera turned off, but go ahead, Mel, you start.
Okay. So it's just crazy. He hasn't been able to get to be out of like the tea, tea gossip um area. I just think I don't know, is it because he is more popular YouTuber, so people want to like pick on everything that he does, which I have opinion on. The thing about like the grooming and everything, that probably is one that he should know better. He
Yeah.
should definitely know
Yeah.
better. So I don't know if you want to like go ahead and talk about that part and not talk about the second part.
Well, let's touch on the pregnancy vlog because you said you
Sure,
wanted to talk about that, and I wasn't
I
like,
do.
I didn't see a lot of it, so I'm not too clear. I mean, I know that he was wearing like a belly, and he did a vlog, but I wasn't like, I didn't watch the whole
Okay.
thing, so I don't know.
So
You might have to come in.
yeah, so the whole thing that started with that was because his best friend is actually pregnant, and she
Okay.
actually challenged him to be pregnant for 24 hours to let him see how it feels to be pregnant. So he did for 24 hours, and he put in his like video disclaimer and everything that he's doing this as to not be making light out of the whole pregnancy and all that stuff. He and his girlfriend, I mean his best friend, he obviously loves her and all that stuff. So it's never to make fun or poke fun or anything like that. It's just merely to shed his knowledge, like to be able to experience not entirely the same thing, but close to it, at some point, at least to simulate. And so he went through a whole like pregnancy photo shoot too. Hence the whole him being naked with his belly exposed and everything. And he even admitted during the process that it was very hard. He even went through the whole like pain simulation, the labor simulation that you could do for a guy. And there are
Yeah.
different levels of pain, and he would say like what they feel like to him. Then when they got to like higher levels, he couldn't take it. I mean, he had to stop. I think he stopped at 10. I can't remember. So anyway, that was fine. Like, I didn't find anything offensive about it, because he did say that this was just merely for him to experience what it is to be pregnant. They're never gonna feel. They're never gonna experience it the same way. And like that's why they have those simulation, like those pain simulation, labor simulation, for the exact thing is for your partner to at least feel what you're feeling, But oh my God, he got so much like crap over this. They're saying that he's insensitive. There are so many people who can't get pregnant, and he's like doing this and that. I just think, for me, being a woman, I think it's a bit touchy. Okay, it's not like he's trying to say, hey, like he didn't say anything bad. He even made a disclaimer. So for the people to like jump down his throat about it, I thought that was just way too much. I don't know. I'm sure you have thoughts about it, but that was my feeling on the process. It was just like, okay, look, yes, there are people who are going through like tons of like, wanting to be pregnant and everything, and it could be triggering. Well, he also said in the beginning, you knew exactly what the video was. If it was triggering to you, don't watch the video, And like,
Yeah.
it's just those things. Like, it just makes for me, I just felt like people were way too sensitive over it. I'm sorry. It was way too sensitive.
I let me see how I'm gonna wrap my head around this. So,
Sure.
Okay, I understand why the sensitivity is there. I understand that everyone's experience as far as how to get pregnant, when to get pregnant, and the difficulties of pregnancies is there. Completely understand. Yes. I also understand that we have the ability to click off. When we see something that we are offended by, don't feel comfortable, feel triggered by as well. And I think there are certain people who haven't done the emotional work to get there to understand that quite yet. Like for me, for a while, I used to read all of the comments that's on my channel and stuff. And some of them would be heartbreaking, and it would hurt like really badly. And then like I would like be depressed for like a whole week and stuff. Yeah. And then it took me to a place where like, okay, well, I should block people. I should filter out my comments. But I felt guilty doing that, because it's like, well, this is supposed to be a public platform. And, if I want to build a community, I shouldn't be like, and so I worked through that guilty part as well. But at the end of the day, when you're on social media, you have to protect yourself in the sense of what you put out there and what you consume. So,
like I said, yes, this is a public arena. I get it. But there's also respect. There should be respect amongst the things. There should never be harassment. It's the same thing like being in school too, right? Like that public school. Are you supposed to feel like you're being that you are okay to be bullied and harassed there? No. No. It's all about being respectful of people's spaces.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing with like, creating boundaries to
Yeah,
emotionally protect yourself, that like
totally.
sometimes you'll just have to click off. Now, do I think that the internet is like an insight to people's thoughts? Oh, of course, 100%. People don't have filters sometimes when they type because they
Hmm.
think that once they type, it goes into the ether, which again, I get, but I think we need to start getting to a place where social media is not therapy. Social
Yeah,
media is not always your friend. Social
totally.
media is not your journal. Those things have to be separate. Like, I don't get me wrong. Like, there's a lot of things that like infuriate me and I want to go completely keyboard warrior. But I stop myself because I'm like, you know what? I pay $100 for a therapy session. I might as well hit up my therapist instead and hash it out there.
Yep.
And most of the time it's like, in the moment, that feeling is very like, it's very strong. It can create a sense of panic, and I get it, don't get me wrong. It's just that I think, to be emotionally well, you have to make that decision to click off. And I think
Hmm.
to James Charles, by the way, let's get back on the hit topic. He's a lot of things. He's a lot of things that are very concerning and problematic, right? But that vlog, and this goes to show how problematic he is because the fact that he is trying to do something good, he's still getting
Hmm.
backlash because of all the bad things that he's done, and that's
Yeah, that's true.
unfortunate. That's unfortunate because sometimes your trending actions will pretty
Hmm.
much like automatically set a precedence for what other people would think about you. It's like the boy who cried wolf. Like, if you're gonna
Yeah.
say a wolf is coming, and when it finally happens, like no one believes you. I feel like
Hmm.
it's almost the same situation there. Oh, I do want to answer a question. Hello, Sparkles. Oh yeah, hello, Sparkles. Hi. Um,
Hi.
she just finished cleaning her craft room, by the way, which I'm so impressed by because like I saw her Instagram stories. Anyways, no, Grudy did not get a growing one. The growing baby alive like freaks me out for some reason. I'm just like, toys should not be growing like that. It's like a baby.
What?
Yeah, yeah. They just launched a new one, and I'm like, it expands, so it's supposed to grow, and it freaks me out. It's like almost a Chucky doll kind of situation. And then Katrina,
uh,
hello. Thank you for joining. I knew you would. Like, I'm not even surprised where you're here. So, hi, Katrina. Okay.
Hi
Now,
guys.
so yeah, back on topic with James Charles.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think the backlash was not warranted, but I can understand why it happened because of his past actions.
Yeah,
Um,
which makes
you
sense.
know, yeah, and even if he was like to, I don't know, spend
There
half of
was,
his fortune.
yeah, there was actually a section where they had said that he was gonna donate a portion of like the,
Mhm.
either donate the portion of the video to a charity thing, or parts of it. I don't know what it was, but and then they said that they didn't see him do that. But then I'm thinking, well, will you verify that?
Mm.
Like if someone donated to a charity, how do you verify that? What if he did? Did he need to show receipt for that? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, I know some people do. They take like a screenshot of their like bank statement or whatever. I mean, they blur
Hmm.
out the stuff, but it's sad that we have to get to that place. Um,
Yeah.
but also, even so, like even if he did like donate his whole fortune, someone's gonna be like, well, he's doing it for publicity. So it's like that's the thing with fame, is that there is no win
Yeah.
in a lot of things that you do. Unfortunately, that's the thing that people don't tell you when you like get a following, is that it comes with this other extra like side baggage that not a lot of people experience or quite understand, or cannot
Hmm.
empathize like cannot empathize with, because it's like, well, you're famous, you have money, who cares kind of situation. But just because you have money and fame doesn't mean you can't get hurt and feel, you know, manipulated or unheard or whatever.
Yeah.
However, this will get into the next topic. um, you know, but before we do get into the next topic, okay, so I know he did the pregnancy vlog, but he also shaved his head, or no? What
Yes.
was that?
So
Okay.
that was actually a separate thing. It wasn't related to the pregnancy, but he like put on a bald cap. like he was gonna prank his subscribers, saying that he shaved his head and all that. For I don't know for what reason, but he kept it up for quite a while until he went on a ski trip, and he realized when he had posted a photo of himself in a hat that his hair, parts of his hair was showing. And so that he actually exposed himself, that he actually didn't shave his head. But I'm not really sure like for what purpose that was.
Hmm.
I don't know, but I included that the screenshot. I included the photo because that was kind of funny.
So there was like
So
no context as to why he did
yeah,
it. It was like
yeah.
it was for a vlog. Oh,
It
it
was
wasn't
just
like for a,
to was it for
was it like,
maybe I think it was actually it possibly could have been for a video saying being bald for 24 hours. I don't think I saw that video, so I don't know if that actually was anything.
okay. Was it
Yeah.
just like okay? But what kind of vlog would that be though? Like, is it like
I don't know.
yeah, because then it's like I guess because the pregnancy one is like how does it feel to be pregnant, but then like the bald one is like saying how does it feel to be bald, as if being bald is a really terrible thing or something. Like
Yeah, that
it's
makes
not,
sense.
like I mean people lose their hair at early ages, like men and women. So it's just like then at that point it's kind of like mocking. Now that I would think is mocking, by the way.
That's true.
So
What was his purpose? I don't think I fully got why
yeah.
he did that. He did it for a video, I believe. I don't think that video has gone up. And then he just continued with the baldness, and people were just like, just like shocked or something. And so he continued with it until he exposed himself that it's actually not real.
Okay.
So
Just whatever gets the views or or TMZ to make an article about you, I guess. But I mean,
yeah, I'm actually surprised that
when did
TMZ
he
did that.
when did he start out? Like he was 17 or 16? He was in high school when he
I
started
don't
to
know.
like
He
get
was
famous, right?
Yeah, he was super young.
He's 21 now. I discovered him in 2015. So
Hmm
that would have made him 16 when he like got really popular or starting to climb up the popularity chain there. So yeah, he started at 16. Yeah, TMZ Hello Sparkles is still a thing. so is Perez Hilton, and he was in some drama a couple of weeks ago too. So um,
Really?
yeah, he was in some TikTok drama. It was kind of um, but
I don't
wait,
know.
where was I going?
Like
Oh,
how
I just
old,
lost my
how
train.
young he was?
Oh yeah. How young he was. Like I was just thinking, like he
Yeah.
started at 16, getting that kind of fame and attention at 16. I don't think a lot of people think about how like fame, that kind of like
Affect a
those
young
kind of eyes on,
person.
yeah, those kind of eyes
Hmm
on you can like stunt like can what's the word, arrested development, like it can arrest your development, like you get stuck at that
Yeah,
age.
yeah.
And
It's a
I
very
and I
impressionable age.
Yeah, and I say this because um it kind of like seems like he's at the age of 16 when he started to get really famous, and it's like you lose all sense of privacy. You don't really get to
hmm
be a teenager or go through the high school process, even though most of us hated the experience, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like to have that taken away from you, you kind of get stuck there. And I think it kind of shows in his next behavior of him talking to these young boys. I don't know why my
Yeah.
camera keeps cutting off. So
I like the actually like that. That's cute.
what?
Like the bar thing.
I know it's like
I'm talking to the tech people, the tech the matrix,
yeah,
the colorful
okay,
matrix.
yeah. But it kind of shows in the way he's speaking to these boys off of TikTok and
That's
Instagram and
true.
such.
Like he's
Because I
stuck in that
feel
age.
yeah, like when he was 16, I think he did say that he was bullied or, wasn't very popular in school, and maybe he kind of like wanted to live that normal high school life of dating other high schoolers, but he
Hmm.
never got that chance to because of fame and lack of
Mm,
privacy and working and such, right? I'm not
okay.
saying that's okay. I am saying that it does explain some of the mental process behind it. And I'm not saying that I am diagnosing him either. It's just a
Mm,
theory that I'm kind of like, because I know like when I am really emotionally upset or whatever, I go back to a place like as a child when I was really upset about something.
yeah.
And it's always back to that one point in my life. So I'm just
Interesting.
curious. Yes, I'm just curious to know if that is, something similar like that. So, um, Mel, do
Maybe,
you know this? Hmm?
I don't know. Maybe like I guess I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, like I mean, let's say you went through like a heartbreak or something, and the way you react to that heartbreak is very similar to maybe when you were disappointed as a kid in some time in your life. Like it's not always correlated, but there's usually a pinpoint in how you handle your emotions. But I'm not saying that everyone's
Hmm.
the same though. But do you know this? You've followed the kind of like the stories with James and all the allegations and stuff, right?
Yeah, I did follow some
Um,
of it. It was a lot. But it's almost like, dude, have you not learned your lesson? Like, I don't understand this. So like it's almost like, it's one of those where it's like, okay, he like had already had gone through this, and I've always said that people have to learn their lesson the hard way, and I felt like he kind of learned it the hard way because his reputation was on the line, especially with the whole Tati bringing all that up. And now he's doing a repeat? Like, I don't get it. Did you not like learn that lesson? Like, I don't, I'm so confused.
it's it's so unfortunate because like he is in a position where he cannot trust people, which is very sad. And again, it's part of being famous. It's you
Mm,
don't know, right? Now I am also not saying that I mean you just don't know, right? But at the same time, it's like, all right, Tati has already said that you're no wait no Jeffrey said that he's a danger to society. I think that was his quote. I mean, so Jeffrey has already stated that, and he got away. He like was able to get out of that drama with receipts and stuff, and everyone clapped and good for him. And then I think he got some other kid came out and was like, we were talking, some sexual messages were exchanged. He was underage, and James was just like, I didn't know. Okay, fine. People kind of like walked away, and then now there's this one. This one, honestly, by the time the whole Tati thing happened, he should have just been like, all right, I need to be careful about who's
yeah.
in my DMs, who I talk to in private. Like, it's just because if your best friend was able to out you like that, what makes you think
Uh-huh.
anyone else isn't? Regardless, now, if they were, let's say, even if they were 18 and consenting or whatnot, do you think that, like, if things got sour, that they're not going to talk about it? Like even a
Or just
consenting adult will probably spill their beans, unless there's only one other reasons that it won't happen is if you date someone in your caliber, money
mm,
wise and fame wise, because then you both have something to lose. Does that make
true.
sense?
No, of course it makes sense. And the fact of the matter is, it's also like it's not like he took his time to talk to the person like before sending noticeable or incriminating evidence. Like he didn't take the time to do that. Like I feel like if it's something online, if you and I had met online, and you're like, hey, let's be friends. I was like, okay, it's like, well, I would approach it cautiously. Of course, I would love to be friends, but I would still approach it cautiously until I feel like, I gain your trust and you gain my trust. Then we will be able to exchange, like little stories between girlfriends.
Okay,
Like,
Oh, okay, okay. I was about to say, I was like, let's be clear, I haven't sent Mel any of my news. If that's what she's trying to lead to. And I'm pretty sure she hasn't sent
Wait,
me any
what?
either.
I didn't yet? Oh my
I'm,
gosh, I need to start.
because you're
No,
like,
we're not at that level, but like girlfriends get to a stage where we like exchange, intimate topics and subjects that we touch upon, like, girls
yeah,
stuff between girls. Like that's usually that level,
yeah.
I don't do that on the first chat. Like, oh hey, like when
Exactly.
was your period or something. Like I'm not gonna say that on like the first chat. Like that's just weird.
Okay, so
Like
the
what? So
timeline was,
why would he do that? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, so the timeline was, I guess, like he noticed that this kid was following him on the
yes,
info page on Instagram. He added the minor thought it was awesome, so the minor messaged him. Then he switched over to Snapchat. Like I'm
right.
guessing that this might have happened in a span of maybe 48 hours. Like that is boom boom
It's
boom.
still too soon.
Yeah. When you okay.
And a lot of times people like to switch over to Snapchat. It's because I guess those things, those incriminating like
Yeah.
evidence disappear. But there
Yeah.
are ways to like capture those type of things, There's definitely ways to capture that without, I don't know. I think like no matter what, nothing that you send across the internet is ever going to be private. Like there's
Yeah.
always going to be a copy of it somewhere. So you just have to be like, you have to be able to trust that person.
Yeah. I, and it's not even, let's say you can't, not even trust, but I'm like, there, you'll never know. Like some people down the line can probably like fail your trust or whatever, like you've heard of revenge porn all the time. But I
Yes.
mean, our kids moving so fast these days that like boom, nudes, like right away. Like is that
When did I
is
start? No, I'm
that
kidding.
yeah, I was like, I'm trying to recall, like, when was my first nude? Like, and which guy was that? Like, I'm trying to like, and like, and it wasn't even like, like, hold on, let me back up here.
We're incriminating ourselves. But
Ourselves.
let's get back on the topic. We're talking about James Charles.
I know, not. I was definitely over eight. Shoot, I was definitely over 21 even then, and it wasn't even like super. Honestly, some of the stuff in Playboy is even worse than what it was. Like
Yeah.
mine was just so. It looks like I was in a swimsuit. Like to be honest,
If anything, ours is more suggestive versus like actually full on like
artistic. That's the word.
artistic. If you want to send anything, do it artistically.
Yeah.
Don't show anything. Just cover up and make it sexy.
Okay, so I think the two tips that I have told another girlfriend of mine about sending nudes is one, if you are going to send something that's very revealing, chop your head off. Because you know what? The guys don't care about the face.
Go from here down.
Yeah. The guys most likely won't care what the face looks like. Cut it off. They don't need to see it. Right?
No,
Now,
totally,
if you,
totally.
yeah,
Cover
if you're
the
going to
face.
share cover the face, hide any like, big tattoos or birthmarks or something, honestly, if you can send them like a fake one, I'm pretty sure they probably wouldn't even notice. Like it's just, take off the head, right? Now, if you're gonna send, with your face and everything, do like something cute, like a lingerie, a bathing suit, or whatever. And I'm not just saying this like in dating, like like when you're married for a long time, you can send something.
Oh,
Wink,
I
wink,
totally
wink.
agree. You just do things to spice things up. Luckily, I actually do take like boudoir photos. I know like proper poses and everything that you could do that still is suggestive, very sexy, but still it's very tasteful. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to show anything, but it's there. It's just like teasing.
And I
But
think
so actually with James Charles, he requested a photo. I think he requested more actually, and the guy was very hesitant and actually refused, and that's why James like deleted him from Snapchat.
Yeah, but I think the kid said, okay, so what James said was, I want to see your body hair. And to me, the first thing I thought about was
That's
like, oh,
weird.
he's like, yeah, his chest hair. But then I was like, oh, body hair. Like,
He
if you're
asked to
going
see his
there.
armpits.
Oh, that's weird.
He did say he
Okay.
asked to see his armpits, but I guess do guys go through puberty at 16? Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Do guys grow like I don't have no like I have no preference. Do they
I'm
go
trying to
grow hair at
think.
16? So like why would you want to see someone's armpits?
I honestly, I don't know.
No,
I
I
just,
totally agree with
that's,
Sparkles.
yeah, I think, okay, I think he asked to see body hair, which is technically not him saying, I want to see the D, which is different. So even so, it's like creepy
I always
regardless,
want to
you
see the
know?
D. That's from someone I like.
Okay. Thanks, Mel. Back on topic here. Okay.
Sorry.
Um,
Get my mind out of the gutter.
I
Get
know.
it out.
And yeah. So he didn't ask for that. He just said, "I want to
No,
see
he didn't.
body hair," and the kid got uncomfortable and logged off, which is fine. What he did send to the kid it wasn't like male parts either. It was just very, very suggestive, like some butt photos, and like it was just like him nude, but like you didn't get to see the front part, or
I thought he did request to see his frontal. Did he not?
I don't. No, he didn't request the kid to see frontal. He just requests for flexing and hair. But that's what we heard, by the way. That's all we've heard so far. But he did send the minor photos of him like, laying on the bed and kind of like, front, like with his face, and you can kind of see his butt and stuff. But
Oh, I
so
see.
but he didn't send the minor actual, like, frontal.
Sure.
So that is like a gray area in the sense that, like, Kim Kardashian, when she broke the internet with that side photo with her butt and stuff,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
comparing that to what James sent, it's almost in the same, like it's like almost the same realm, right? The only difference is Kim did it as like a big campaign, like an ad. Everyone's gonna see it, and obviously, obviously, I don't want, like, your kid to walk down the street and see a billboard of Kim like that, right?
Sure.
And I'm sure it's not like that either. So either way, James is 21. He's famous, so that puts him in a position of power. No matter who he's speaking to, may they be 16, may they be 18, even if they were like 25 or whatever, James is still in a position of power. Like he's still, he's still famous. He
And
still
he
has
has gone
money.
through this before.
Yes,
He has
exactly.
gone through this before. You cannot say like, "Oh, I didn't know. I should have asked." No, you knew. Like, ask for a free ID.
Yeah.
I don't
So hello,
know.
Sparkles. She said, "I'm confused. The minor never sent anything, correct?" Yes, the
He
minor
didn't.
never
Yeah,
sent.
he never sent
He
anything. No.
Yeah, he did send one photo of him, like a mirror selfie, but it looked like he was getting ready to go in the shower. But it wasn't. It was like a mirror selfie. You know how like teenagers do, like right before they
Yeah,
take a
yeah,
shower.
yeah.
Yeah, so like that. So I'm not. I guess legality wise, I don't know where that stands, but that's the photo that he did send to James, and then James requested for flexing photos and body hair photos, and then James did send other lewds as well. But as far as we know, there's no like D that was in any of the shots, as far as we know. Either way, like James
But
needs to be
I
talking.
either yeah, like either way, sending anything still to a minor, whatever suggestive, even the one that with his face and all that stuff, like that's still suggestive. I mean, that's still not okay to be sending to a minor.
Honestly, even if it's a message of like, not even if it's like sexual, but
Yeah.
flirting, like you still shouldn't be doing that, because then you fall into the realms of grooming, where
Yep.
you make the minor feel special, and then the minor will, cross more boundaries to do more things for you, and that's kind of like the process of being a groomer, right?
Yep.
Um, either way, like he's in a position of power. He's 21. He's famous. He needs to be dating people in his caliber who are famous, who have money, who probably both have NDA contracts that they can sign and trade and have lawyers, all of that to be, he needs to start doing that because he can't.
How often are those NDAs actually enforced?
They are enforced only until up until it is, what is it? As long as it's not criminal. So you can do, so like, I think that I had to look into this because of the whole Prison Gray, which is a terrible book, by the way. So I got to the book and I was just like, oh God. Like, why do people like this? And so I couldn't get to the third book, but I did try. So anyways, I did look it up where, and this might not be true in all states. It's from what I know is that it's that you can enforce it. However, if within the NDA, it is something that you're doing that is illegal, it is not enforceable. So hence, like if you're asking this person to sign a contract and this person is under 16, well, they're actually not supposed to be signing contracts because they're under 16, But however, I am not. However, are there businessmen out there or women out there who are in power and who think that a piece of paper is going to scare a child and they just throw it and the child's like, oh, I'm nervous, I'm going to sign it anyways? Yes, that has happened. Same with 18-year-olds. Like we don't, like as an 18-year-old, you don't really read through it. I barely read through contracts as a 33-year-old, let alone an 18-year-old. So when it comes to NDAs, it can only be enforceable up until it is like not, until it's criminally a problem.
Okay. But even in this case, he can't really have the minor sign an NDA because he's not even of age anyway. So that's
Yeah. Now, if it comes to the NDA, let's say if it's like I don't know, if it's like sexual acts, whatever, and let's say you agree to certain things, but all of a sudden you're not agreeing it, and so it falls into like assault, then it can be a civil case, but not much like criminal. Now, if it comes into like murdering and stealing and things like that, like then there's going to be different ways they will go around that. But an NDA more so is like I almost feel like it's a surface scare tactic than anything. And it's also more of like, okay, look, there are certain things you can't do because I will sue you. However, it doesn't mean you can't leak the information still. You just got to get you just got to worry about the backlash later, right?
Yeah.
That's all. And okay, so what did Miss Sparkle said? I have heard that if they had, I have heard that had they reported this to the cops and they searched the minor's phone and found those photos, then he can actually get in trouble too for distributing child key. Yes. If they were searching James' phone, if he saved it off of Snapchat or something. Or if Snapchat is willing to release that, but I don't think Snapchat is because the founder of it, oh gosh, there's a whole story about the founder as well. So I don't think Snapchat is going to be like, yeah, we're going to let you go into into our system and get private information, because then they will lose their faith with customers, right? Like, same with Apple, they're very into, oh no, the minor, not JC. Oh, okay. So the minor, yes, he did go to the cops and he did, but I guess he could, depending.
I think he did. He did go to the cops.
Yeah, he did go to the cops, but like, I'm wondering if James would get in trouble because he's not. But he can't. He's not distributing child CP quite yet because there wasn't any photos of like the area. So
okay,
for me, emotionally, as a mom, as a person, as another content creator, not cool. Like I don't like any of it. Like it makes me feel inside. If we're talking about like how it would go down in court, I feel like that would be hard, right? And I think if they're gonna, I don't know. I just feel like it would be. I guess it depends on how they prove it and where the minor is from. And I'm not sure where he's from, and I guess I honestly don't want to know because he's still a minor. Um, one of my most annoying thing about other T channels was watching them like go through Twitter and reposting his TikTok and like Instagram and videos and stuff. And it's just like, can you blur the kid's face out? Like maybe he still put his like he maybe came out and stuff. Can you at least blur his face out, his username out and stuff? Because when you just like he's still a minor. Like if I were to do the story on him, I would give him the respect of blurring his face and information out. To continue to protect him because he's still a minor. And I think that was like the one big annoying thing that I saw that like a lot of drama channels were doing, and I didn't like that, but I don't know. I think it just depends on where he would live and how they would handle it. And which court system, right? So as far as James going to jail, though, I don't think that is very likely.
Yeah,
Will
like
he
I think
get?
it's
Yeah, I mean, will he get some rights revoked? Like, is there a chance that he might get kicked off of YouTube? Of course. I think if the kid and other kids come out and do like a civil case, I think that it can ruffle enough feathers where YouTube would be like, hey, James, you are making us look horrible, so we can kick you, we can deplatform you. Which I think that if it becomes dangerous, I think that's fair, because we've seen this is not the first time that this happened. It has happened in the gaming community as well. I have yet to see it in the vlogging community, the family vlogging communities, when the like when Chris decided to wanted to go skinny dipping with a 17-year-old at Disneyland.
What?
And he's like a father of 4, and he was there with his wife and his children and stuff.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So it happens in the family vlogging community. I haven't seen anything in the DIY community yet, but it's because we're the kind of folks who like to keep to ourselves. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think the biggest repercussion he's gonna have is brands pulling out, losing his platform, but going to jail. I don't think that would happen until maybe there's something on his hard drive. Maybe this might open up another can of worms. Who knows?
I guess we'll have to see, huh?
Yeah, but he should know better, honestly. Just, once you start getting on Instagram and stuff, just be like, hey, let me see your ID, your passport. You got a checkings account. Like, just bare bones basic information. Are you on your own cell phone plan? Like, things like that.
It is.
I don't know.
It's just ridiculous. Like, so I guess we're gonna have to see how the story unfolds, if there is anything out there. But he needs to know better.
And I think, yeah, and Sparkles is saying that it's not okay. Like you said, he's done this before. It's repeating the same experiment and expecting different results, which is the definition of insanity, right? Like trying something over and over again, hoping that it's going to be different. Like you're either insane, or like really dumb, which you can't help stupid. I think that's the phrase, right? Even though, but man, I really hope that he doesn't. And the thing with this kind of stuff, it is boundary pushing. Like if he can get away with this, he'll push for something else to get away with, and then it can, like especially with people with power, they'll try to get away with more stuff. But we're almost close.
Yeah, it's almost like how much can he get away with, and if he can't get away with it, he'll push it a little bit more. So until it's like no point of like a point of no return. He needs to learn. He's gonna have to learn the hard way if he's not gonna learn now. So
so we will see. Which actually kind of like brought me to this story when I remember I was 14, and this guy on AIM who lived in my same city like started messaging me, and he was 24, and at the age of 14, that's freaking a decade. Like what are you as a 24-year-old going to do with a 14-year-old?
Why are you messaging underage?
Yeah, and I was
Oh,
thinking, this is so cool. Like, I'm like an older guy's into me, blah blah blah. And like he came to like my job a couple of times to like I don't know how he figured out where I worked because I was
oh,
working
that's
at
so
Burger King.
creepy.
Yeah, now that I think about it, like I don't recall how he knows because I never
Oh
told him.
my
I told him that I worked.
gosh.
Oh no wait. Okay, I told him that I worked at a Burger King over in the north side, but I never told him which one because there's a couple there, and I guess he like
Oh
hit up all of them or something. And
no.
yeah, yeah. And one day he
Okay.
showed up, and yeah, one day he showed up, and he was just like, "Oh hey," and like to me, I was just like, "Okay, this is kind of cool but creepy." And then like I just stopped talking to him.
Thank God.
And yeah, yeah. I mean, I knew better. I like it was one of those things where I was just like, I'm just talking to be funny, but like I don't think I would ever go on a date with the guy. Like,
Yeah.
I think I was probably a
Oh
troll at a very young
no.
age. But yeah, it was
No, he
still
should never
creepy.
have
Don't
done
get me wrong.
that. He should never have done
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
so
And it never
weird.
yeah, it never got sexual or anything, but it did got to a realm of like, I want to date you, blah blah blah, which obviously would lead to other stuff. But like it was weird.
Mm,
Now that I think about it, like um
yeah. You think?
yeah, kids from the 90s, like we were just we were just trying to figure things out in the 90s.
Naive. Naive.
Yes, I know, right? And now
Yeah.
that we know better, let's protect the children, okay?
Protect the children.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
kind of create a little bit more regulations around this
Oh
whole
my gosh.
Snapchat talking. And also, you can like sign up with all these accounts at the age of 13, which is like, nah, if you can't open a checkings account on your own, you
Hmm.
shouldn't open up a YouTube account. But that's another thought
Nope.
process there. All right, so Mel has a
Nope.
hard stop at
Yes.
noon Eastern time.
I hope you
And
guys
yeah,
enjoy the topics that we have, so far. And obviously, if there are other topics that you want us to discuss, definitely comment below. And we'll definitely like Gail says, she likes to go down the rabbit hole.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Let us know. We'll talk about it, and then if you guys ever are interested and you want to join the conversation and in the live stream and stuff
mhm.
too, like we're open to that as well. So yeah, just let us know. And next week we will be live streaming again, same
Yep,
time,
same time.
crafting and chit chatting and sharing our opinions.
Yes.
Um, what else?
Yeah.
Follow us on all of our
Follow us on,
socials.
yep,
Okay,
social.
go ahead.
And then of course, no matter the tea.
Try to not overstep other people's boundaries. All right, bye
See you
guys.
guys
Have a
later.
great
Bye-bye.
weekend. Bye bye.